on, squad? Welcome back to an episode of season 4 here. In today's video, we are going to be doing a gear review looking at the MONTEC ski gear. I have exclusively used MONTEC jacket and pants for the last 2 seasons now. The first season I skied about 30 to 35 days before I was doing this full time, and last year I got right around 90 days. So I have over 100 days using MONTEC gear in just about any condition you can imagine, from deep snowstorms to Pacific Northwest rain and sleet to warm days, cold days, hiking, and just about anything else you would find at your resort skiing. I believe I well and truly represent the average resort skier out here on the West, and I feel like that's really where this review and my feedback is coming from. I don't do anything super crazy, big mountain or hitting cliffs, stuff like that. I don't ski the park. I just am a kid who likes to go out there, chase fresh snow if it's there, but ultimately have fun on the mountain, enjoy the mountains, and I can't have the gear get in the way of what I do here on this channel or just skiing in general. I had used an Oakley jacket, and I believe they might have been 686 pants for about like 4 or 5 years. It was like this gray jacket with like these mustard yellow pants, and I'd used those for a while, and so at the time, 2019, I was just looking for a new suit. I really didn't know anything about MONTEC or stuff like that, and somehow I came upon MONTEC, saw the price, saw the different styles, and I thought they looked pretty cool. It was a good price for the features that they had listed and marketed and advertised, so I bought it without really knowing much about it. I bought the first 2 suits, this Arctic camo one here, and then also this purple one. I used those suits for 1 full ski season and about half of last year. And it wasn't until about the new year of 2023 where I ended up getting reached out to by one of the community managers at MONTEC, who ultimately sent me new suits, which is this sort of green one here and then this white one on the end. But I was never sponsored by MONTEC. I bought my suits originally with my own money at full price, and there was never any sort of agreement or contract like I had to exclusively use MONTEC or I had to make a video about it. It was just kind of like they saw that I had used the gear on my own accord, and so they just wanted to send me some fresh stuff. So take that as you will. But like I mentioned, I am not sponsored by them. They are not sponsoring this video. So I don't have a discount code. I don't have any affiliate link. Like, it means nothing to me if you buy a suit or not. I could care less. It doesn't affect me at all. So my goal with this review is to honestly just inform you on different features when it comes to ski suits. And hopefully, if MONTEC isn't the right thing for you, point you to other brands or other options to help you get on the slopes this year and enjoying the mountains. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. For the sake of this video going forward, I am about 5'10" on a good day and around 185 pounds. And the 2 suits I am rocking this year are both larges, both in the jacket and also in the pants or the bibs. The first suit I have is the MONTEC Arch, both in the jacket and also in the pants. This is a full zip type of suit, very traditional sort of style. And the other suit that I have is a combination with the Doom jacket and the Falk pants. Really, all of the features that you get with a MONTEC kit are all the same across the different styles. It's really just, do you want a full zip one? Do you want an anorak style jacket? So really everything you find in one of these jackets, you'll likely find in all of the different styles. This past year and going into this year, opted to go with shells. The year before with the purple and camo suits, those were insulated suits. I honestly like the shells a lot more. They feel like they fit me a little bit better. I like being in control of being able to layer up underneath. And they just feel like they have a little bit of a looser fit that allows me to be a little bit more mobile, even though they're all the same size suits. The shells just make it a little bit more comfortable in my opinion. The MONTEC comes with a 2-layer 20,000 membrane waterproofing shell. This is pretty common, I would say, across most sort of mid-range pieces of equipment. I think once you start to get into very high level stuff like Arc'teryx and things with Gore-Tex technology, you will see 3-layer insulation and also membranes that can go all the way up to around 40,000 and even higher for very, very high pieces of equipment. So it also comes with a water repellent sort of technology in the suit, so the water actually beads and runs off rather than hits the pants or the jacket and soaks in and ultimately throughout the day will bleed into you. So this water repellent stuff is, again, it's just a way to help wick away the moisture. And another important part that a lot of the high-end suits also have is taped seams. So really, when it comes to water and airflow, the seams tend to be the weakest part of any sort of outdoor piece of kit. So the fact that these are all taped, it just provides that extra level of protection to help keep water and stuff out throughout the day. Like I mentioned, the teal and this white suit on the end are shell with 20 grams of insulation weight, if that makes sense. So they're not insulated, there's nothing in there. But the insulated versions that you'll find are kind of this 60-40 mix, where the actual body has 60 grams worth of insulation, however they actually measure that, while the hood and the sleeves are down a little bit to 40. So I found when I wore the insulated versions, I would get very hot, especially when I was hiking or really baking in the sun. But the 60-40 is kind of that good mix of providing you like some midway insulation. I wouldn't say it's like very, very thick and heavy insulation, but it gives you that balance to still have a lightweight suit that's still insulated. Where when I wear my shells, I'm definitely layering up 2 or 3 times depending on how wet and how cold the day is going to be. Some of the features that I really find useful with the MONTEC on the jacket specifically is the hood. I think it's really nice to have a hood that can go up over your helmet. It makes such a big difference on those really cold and blustery days when you can have your gaiter, you can zip all the way up, then you can put your hood up over your helmet. It just really makes it so no wind can kind of get down your jacket on the back of your neck and stuff like that. So I know not all jackets have a hood that will fit up and over and zip. So the fact that all of these MONTEC jackets have that, it's a plus and just something I don't find myself using super often, but sometimes when it's just cold or it's early in the morning and you're sitting on the lift for 10 minutes, it's nice to be able to bundle up and just sit there and sort of bask in your own body heat. Next thing with both the jacket and the pants is the ventilation system. I think MONTEC does a really good job with the vents that they offer, but they provide a lot of good ventilation for, especially for when I'm hiking or just on those warmer days when you might be layered up a little bit, you pop open the vents and they just do a really good job. Again, nothing revolutionary or nothing that you won't find in other pieces of equipment, but still just something that at this point should be a staple in a lot of people's kits when they're on the mountain. Thirdly, and perhaps one of my non-negotiables when it comes to buying a jacket, is the wrist gaiters. Most jackets on the market come with wrist gaiters, but you would be surprised that you still come across some jackets that don't have the wrist gaiters. And for me, they just make a huge difference, especially with filming all day long, being able to take my hand out of my glove, but still have a little bit of this like liner, protection, warmth sort of thing. I'm always amazed how well the wrist gaiters work. So I could never ever buy a jacket going forward without the wrist gaiters. So the fact that all the wrist gaiters are in here, that and honestly just a nice spring liner. I spend most of the early season and late season just wearing a glove liner, but that allows me in the heavier months of the year to wear that wrist gaiter with a liner and then a nice glove on top. My hands stay nice and warm throughout the day. And lastly, one of the main features that I really like about MONTEC is just all the different pockets. MONTEC, I think, does a really good job of providing pockets both in the bibs and also in the jacket itself. Places for your pass, places for your phone, inner pockets inside the jacket to kind of keep gloves when you're getting ready for the mountain and stuff like that. So there's really no shortage for little storage areas, which is nice for storing GoPro batteries or, you know, snacks for the chairlift, stuff like that. So again, that's probably a little bit more catered to myself because I find that even though I use a backpack, I'm always stashing stuff in my pockets last minute to get on the lift, and to have like big open pockets on the legs, for instance, and usually a nice kind of chest pocket as well. It's just nice to be able to pop stuff in there and really not need to think about it until you get off the lift or something like that. So I've always enjoyed the pocket situation. Honestly, the main thing I don't like about the jackets, and this really isn't even a MONTEC issue as much as it's just like my own decision, is the more I use it, the more I dislike the anorak style jacket. And what I mean by anorak style is one of these jackets that doesn't have like a full zip. So you can see this arch here. This is like your traditional jacket that's gonna zip all the way up and down. Some of these, I forgot exactly what this one is called, the Dune or the Doom. It's really only a quarter zip. And so I find that while they can be a bit warmer than the full zips, they're just, I feel like I'm suffocating them sometimes. And when I wanna just unzip a little bit on the lift or something, it's like this sort of awkward like triangle that's just kind of hanging down. It doesn't like look good when it's like quarter zip down. It's like you can't really ski with it, so you find yourself zipping it back up. I just personally don't love the anorak style, but with the anorak usually comes a kangaroo pocket, and for my purposes, I'm just not always attentive enough to make sure everything's zipped up and I lose stuff. So lastly, the other thing that I did find with the jacket is the wind breaking ability. So I find that the jacket has, in the pants, I keep saying just the jacket, but I'm really meaning them both because it's all made out of the same stuff. I find that the suit has very good waterproofing capability. I find that when there's some very strong frigid winds, I find that it's able to pierce the suit a little bit more than I would like. Last year, when you just had like those kind of mind-numbing winds that would come through, I was like, wow, I kind of feel this in my core a little bit more than I would have liked. So not a huge deal breaker for me, but if you live somewhere where the weather is particularly windy and very gnarly, might be something to keep in mind. Again, I think it's more on me to base layer up appropriately, but I did find it repels water well, but I felt it struggled a little bit with the wind. And some of the higher end jackets do a good job at windbreaking, waterproofing, and keeping you warm all in one. Hopefully with the video, you've learned a little bit about maybe what to look for in buying a suit. And if MONTEC is not for you, that is absolutely fine. There's other comparable brands for the features and the price point. And a few that come to mind are 686, Volcom, Helly Hansen, True Gear. Especially now at the time of this video, at the end of September, you can get a lot of good deals as people are trying to get rid of last year's inventory, make room for this year. So you can find $400 jackets, you know, 30% off for 300, 250 bucks, whatever it is. And so if MONTEC isn't for you, hopefully you've learned about maybe some insulation numbers or waterproofing, 2-layer versus 3-layer, and you can make a decision to cop something else that fits your style. Lastly, but also some important housekeeping things. The customer service at MONTEC Ski Gear is great. They're very responsive, and they offer free shipping and free returns with like a 30-day window. So there's really no harm, no foul. Like you can order this stuff, especially before ski season starts, try it on, walk around in it. If you like it, sweet. If you don't like it, you can return it for free, like no questions asked. So they have a really good system in place to make sure it's something that you actually like and enjoy and want to wear in the mountain. So just to recap, I think MONTEC is great for anyone who is just looking to come out on the mountain, enjoy skiing, you know, have a good kit of equipment without breaking the bank, but also something to keep you warm, dry, and also look stylish on the mountain. Again, I don't think this is for professional athletes. I don't think this is for people spending long tours in the backcountry, because I wouldn't trust this as the last line of defense on an 8 or 10 hour day when the weather moves in and it gets really, really poor. Luckily with resorts, you can always go into the lodge to dry off. There's people around, right? So I wouldn't use the MONTEC as like I said, as a survival mechanism or a piece of equipment that's gonna keep you safe overnight if it came down to it. That got like really sort of like morbid almost. People like myself, just going out to resorts to ski, I think this is more than sufficient for the price that you can pay for this. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions on the MONTEC gear. Yeah, and just time to get stoked for the winter. I'm really excited to ski, and my plan is to be rocking the same suits this coming year. The teal one here, and then this white one on the end, unless something changes. But feel like the MONTEC has held up for me over the years, and I don't really see a need to change at this moment unless something else comes up. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next episode. Take it easy, fam. It's a lot of talking. Peace out.